AIWF Undisputed Heavyweight Champion, the unpredictable Damien Wayne. How you doing tonight, Mr. Wayne?
Doing good, buddy. Appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on. Tomorrow night, the unpredictable one will defend his title at the XIW Extreme Impact Wrestling event. Blood, sweat, and tears, Panama City Beach. Looks like you're rolling into Panama City Beach right now to defend that title, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting in it day early so I can get nice rest up for Jackson State tomorrow.
There you go. A couple early on questions. At what moment did you realize that you wanted to be a wrestler or be in the wrestling business?
I was 7 years old.
7 years old. Were you one of those guys that watched TV and said, that's what I want to do? Or?
Yep. It was 1978. I saw it on TV, of course, during Sunday, actually Saturday morning cartoons.
All right.
Jim Crockett Promotions. I'm born and raised in Virginia, so I was right there. Atlantic Championship Wrestling in NWA. So as soon as I saw it, I knew it. That's it. Told my mom, that's it right there.
Awesome. So how did you get started? Where did you just?
Yeah, I never imagined because I was a baseball head growing up into growing up in the 80s. There wasn't small guys wrestling. Really small. And Luthez had a school 20 minutes from me in Virginia Beach. 1989, when I graduated, I called him. He said he had to weigh at least 200 pounds to get into school. And that won't happen. Back then, I couldn't break 180. So the dream kind of went out the window. And then at the ripe old age of 30, I came along a local promotion that was opening up a school, and that's where it started.
Awesome. You said Luke Gallows had a school that you tried to get into? Is that
No, a local promotion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was at the time they were Virginia Championship Wrestling.
Awesome. So, who would you say is your biggest influence in the wrestling business?
The guy I feel is the all-time best in the business is Tully Blanchard. So he's probably one of my top 5 has a huge influence on me for my work and my attitude and everything about it.
All right, that leads me to my next question: is if you had to name a Mount Rushmore of wrestling, who would you put on the 4?
Well, I could do it 2 ways. I could go, but my top, I'll do 5. My personal top 5 is I, of course, was able to experience kayfabe, which don't know that is when wrestling was real. So when 2020 broke the secrets and I knew what was going on, my favorites became the guys that could still make me believe what they were doing.
Okay.
So my personal top 5 is Tully Blanchard, Barry Windham, Rick Rude, Jake Roberts, and Terry Funk.
Nice. I remember watching Jake.
So, a Mount Rushmore type deal would be kind of different because, you can't have Hulk Hogan not on there. I'm not a Hogan fan, but I know what he did for the business. So right. You can't have a Mount Rushmore without Hulk Hogan. You can't have one without Ric Flair, of course. So, Mount Rushmore of the business of wrestling would be a little different for me.
All right. What's the one match that you've had in your career that stands out to you that you're the most proud of?
There was many, I would say, but if I really had to pick one, it would be actually 2. WWE gave me the chance to wrestle at the Hampton Coliseum twice, where I grew up since I was 7 years old, going and being 10, 11 years old and telling my friends, I'm going to wrestle here one day, you watch. And I actually did it. So those 2 matches would probably be the most memorable for me.
Awesome. Yeah. Who's that up-and-coming wrestler that no one's talking about that they should be talking about?
Oh, man. Let's see. Well, I would say probably Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks is going to be given the chance, he's going to shine. I mean, you almost see the same path as The Rock. I'm saying he's going to be The Rock, be on The Rock's level, but I can kind of see that same path that The Rock took. And, yeah, so, and Ricky's a really good guy, so he deserves everything he's getting.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Who would you want to face in your dream match?
Oh, right to this day, I was I had a top three, and one guy has actually become somebody I wrestle on many occasions now. That's Jay Stevens. But my other two were Jay Lethal and Austin Aries. I'd like to have a match with them.
Have you met those guys before?
Yes.
Okay.
I've met them both. I did Ring of Honor for off and on stretch for about 2 years.
Right. Now, were you in Ring of Honor with Shane Taylor? Or?
No, I was in about 07, 08. Brian Danielson was there. Nigel McGuinness was the champion. Morishima was there. Claudio, which is Cesaro. And yeah, it was during that time.
Cool. I just pulled Cesario's autographed card in WWE Topps Finest. I'm a card collector, so I unbox stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I was blessed to be able to wrestle for the Ring of Honor World Title when Nigel had it. It was a 4-way, beating Nigel, Claudio, and Brent Albright.
Okay, awesome.
That's pretty amazing.
Awesome. So, what's your favorite venue you performed in?
Of course, the Hampton Coliseum right off the bat. But other than that, there was a nice little hole-in-the-wall place here in Millersville, Tennessee called NWA Saw. And the setup was amazing. It had that really packed, and that's talking people almost sitting on the ring. It's probably 120, 130, but it had that intimate, very awesome feel to it. It's kind of hard to describe, but it was a pretty nice little place.
Awesome. I've had a little bit of opportunity to talk to some WCW guys, ECW, Shane Taylor, and they talk about these car rides between places. Are they as wild as they say they are?
Oh yeah. I got 2 stories I could go into that would take all night, but one I'll just tell you. Do you remember who Baby Doll was with the Tully Blanchard and the Full Horsemen?
Yep.
She rode the roads with me quite a bit. I didn't live too far from her, so there was about 2 years that she rode the roads with me and another buddy. And there was one night that she about killed us on our way to Florida. We were actually on our way to FIP, Full Impact Pro, here in Florida, coming from North Carolina and going through, I think, South Carolina on 95. We hydroplaned in a real bad storm and flew off the road and whatnot. So I can say Baby Doll almost killed me. So yeah.
There you go. So how many years you been in this business?
August 10th of this year will mark my 20-year anniversary of my first pro match. I started training in March, so if you want to go by training, then March marks my 20th year.
20 years. Congratulations, man. That's a
Appreciate
lot of wear and tear on your body and wear and tear on family, and I can imagine. I probably have no idea.
Yeah, it's not so glamorous, but I wouldn't give it up for the world.
Awesome, man. What's your craziest match you've ever been in?
Oh, wow. I don't know about crazy. Well, there's 2 that I do that I like to have fun with, and especially if I get to do it as the heel. And it's a Christmas match during the Christmas time and a match during Halloween. But you take a box and wrap it up, or you take a candy bag, for instance, either one, during this whatever time you are. But anyways, you put a weapon in 3 of them, and then you put candy in one, and you put one in each corner, and we wrestle and get 2 of the gimmicks and play with the gimmicks during the match. And then the big thing is we're the baby goes and gets the other weapon, and the heel ends up getting the bag of candy. And of course, he's mad and starts throwing the candy all over. So those are two fun matches that I really like to have, especially for the kids. Man, I really
Nice.
enjoy that.
Awesome. That's cool. That's cool that you guys do stuff like that for the littles and stuff. And so okay, here's one of my kid question. What fast food joint are you hitting up while you're on the road? What are you ordering?
We try not to do fast. Me and the wife are really big fans of the little mom and pop diners, so
Cool.
that's our first choice. If I gotta do fast food, breakfast wise, it would be Hardee's, and the other time it would probably be Burger King.
Awesome. And it's awesome. I love it that that your wife goes with you and
she's a huge supporter.
That is awesome.
Huge supporter.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's big for me because I lost my first two marriages over this business, and this one is sticking out thick and thin with me, and she loves it just as much as I do.
Mad props to her. Mad props to her. So if you tell her that'd be awesome. So here's a question: what do you say about to the people who think that wrestling's fake?
Just if you're having fun watching it, I don't care if you think it's fake or real. That's it. If you're having fun watching it, that's all I can say, because me personally, you're not going to think I'm fake. I'm just going to make sure of that. But of course, we all see reason why some would say that they think it's fake. So I just say if you're having fun, then that's all that matters.
I agree. Your opponent for tomorrow night said that wait till tomorrow night, and then you can tell me if it's fake or not.
Well, that's what I said. It's the old Johnny Valentine saying, can't make you think wrestling's real, but I'll make you think I'm real.
Yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, man. It's going to be exciting.
Did he tell you our backstory, though? Did he mention that?
No. Tell me your backstory between you guys.
Well, me and his dad go way, way, way back. Me and his dad broke in together and basically had probably a good 3-year blood feud all up the East Coast. And I used to go to their house and train in their backyard in a ring, and worked out with old Jackson Slade when he was like 10 years old. So this is coming full circle for me, and it's pretty surreal, if you understand.
Yeah, that's epic, man. You ran the roads with his dad, and they had a ring in their backyard or whatever at their house, and you trained with them, and he did some.
Him at 12 years old was better than a lot of the guys that were on the shows that me and his dad was with. That's how good he was.
That is awesome, man. That's awesome.
The kid's gifted. I will not ever take that away from him.
That is awesome. So if there's one thing you could change about the wrestling business, what would it be?
Bring back kayfabe. So that, or take away the internet. I love the fact that I didn't know what was going to happen, or when they said a new guy was coming to the territory, we didn't know who it was. I love that part of wrestling.
Yeah, so that's what as a fan, you're right. Take away the internet, because I didn't want to know for 2 months that Cody Rhodes is coming to WWE.
Yeah, it's so it blows. It was just, my saying is, I just wish every fan could have been able to experience kayfabe, okay, and then they would understand what us old farts always bitch about. Awesome. Excuse my language.
That's all right. No, you're all right. You're good. How did the pandemic affect you, and what did you do to keep yourself going? And did you do events still, or?
No, I build pole barns when I'm not wrestling, so that kept me busy. I got 5 dogs, and at that time was 5 dogs. I now got 5 dogs and two cats, but so they definitely keep me busy when I'm home. So yeah, I mean, other than being able to get out and see the people and do shows and what, it was still everyday life for me.
Do you train at your house, or do you train at a gym, or?
Yeah, at that time, I was basically training on the job site, picking up all the wood. During little break here and there, or if I was carrying wood, I'd do, just try to work out like that.
Awesome. Now I think I read that you were in the Pro Wrestling Illustration top 300. I think was that right?
I was around 334 or something
Yeah,
like that one year, 331, something like that. Yeah, it was a couple years I was in there.
that's awesome, and that I mean, you got to be proud of that, making that pro
But
wrestling.
yeah, growing, because that was the magazine growing up.
Yeah,
So that was pretty amazing seeing, getting to see my name in Pro Wrestling Illustrated, because I was at the 7-Eleven every day, every month when it came out. So I know all about it.
nice, nice, nice. What are your goals and aspirations to finish up 2022? Is there?
Um, not just to keep doing what I'm doing. Like I just turned 50, so I feel like I'm still going at a high level and can go toe to toe with anybody in the business. So just being able to stay healthy and have fun what I'm doing. I'm trying to give and give and give back as I go, and I enjoy doing that. That's part of me that I love, is giving back to the business. So as long as I can stay healthy and bring positivity to the shows that I'm on, then that's all I need.
Awesome. Now, do you see yourself? You're satisfied just standing in the indies circuit, or do you see yourself?
Well, I knew I was too old racing before I broke in. I had quite a bit of WWE tryouts and stuff in 07 and 08. And I was 37, 38 at that time. So as soon as they found out my age, they were like, man, you got to be kidding me. So, but yeah. So I cannot complain about my career at all. Everything, from one, I didn't think I was going to do it. Two, when I first broke in, I was happy just to be right there, and everything afterwards has been just icing on the cake and unbelievable. I mean, I've held like I said, I grew up on NWA. I held the NWA national title 3 times. The title I watched Dusty Rhodes defend, watched Wahoo McDaniels defend Tully, So I could never complain about anything in my career at all.
Awesome, awesome. One of my kids asked this question: is it hard to pick up someone for a suplex?
Oh, yeah, the big ones, yes. The big ones, yeah. And then it all depends on how wore down I got. If he can't fight back on me, then sometimes not too bad.
Okay. And then another one he asked was, "What is the worst injury you suffered while wrestling?"
What was that? My Bluetooth went out. What was that again?
Well, one of my kids wants to know, what's the worst injury you suffered while wrestling?
Oh, probably, knock on wood, is basically hyperextending my knees. Both of my knees have probably been hyperextended, and if they don't know what that means, it's basically your knee going backwards the way it's not supposed to go.
Oh.
Probably about 6 times each. So there's been times to where I could barely walk to the ring and don't know how I made it through the match because I couldn't walk afterwards.
Wow. You feeling healthy today?
As healthy as I'm going to be.
All right.
I'm beat up. This body is beat up. So I go in hurting every day.
Gotcha. How would a promotion go about booking? One of my kids, how do they get these guys, he says? How does they,
I basically get reached through Facebook most of the time. It's mainly Facebook, and I don't get too many like personal. Well, the guys that's got my number personal will do the personal text, but new promoters and basically all of them, it's usually Facebook.
So are there those promoters that you stay away from, and the promoters that are legit?
Oh yeah. You learn real fast. You learn real fast. I mean, and it's learning the hard way for some of us, but then like for me, a lot of young guys, I always tell them, hey, if, you know, you're talking to a promoter and you feel iffy or whatever, hit me up, because if I don't know them, then I know people who do, and I'll find out for you. So
Awesome, man. I do know that I give you mad props because I seen on Facebook that you were promoting one of your. I don't know if he's a friend of yours or just a wrestler. I can't remember his name, but I seen you posted about him, and you were like, "This guy's worth it." I don't know if you remember that.
that's one of my quote kids, unquote. I trained him back in Virginia before I moved to Tennessee. So he's one of my trainees, a really, really, really good guy.
Awesome. I just seen that. I was like,
Mad Max Morris.
Yep. I seen that. I was like, man, that's got, you guys are legit. You guys care about each other. You guys are it's almost like a big family, and you guys are putting each other's names out there. And I think that's awesome about you guys.
That's I mean, like I said, I try to give, new promoters hit me up, and I tell them, don't think that you got to book me and scared to let me lose or whatnot. I said, I could care less about all that. I said, I like coming in and if you don't have a plan for me to like come in and work some guy, top guy or something, then put me with one of your young kids that you want to help, build up, because I'm the last. I think of myself last. The crowd and my opponent are the top two guys I think about, and I'm capable of. I don't have no quote unquote stuff to get in. I don't have a move set, so I'm able to go in there in the ring and actually lead the guy and let him. Hey, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing that. So they're learning as I got them in the ring, and I enjoy doing that more than anything.
So is there communication going on in the ring while you guys are doing the match? Like,
it all depends. Sometimes there's guys you kind of got to talk to the whole time. There's guys I can go in there and we won't even speak a word. We work off body language. There's ways he can tell what I'm going to do the way I'm setting up my body. I can tell the way he's going to do something, the way he sets up his body. And that's me. That's the way I prefer working, is just tell it. Yeah. Really, you ain't even got to tell me to finish. There's guys that Jackson, I could do it with him. I'm comfortable doing it with him to where we could get to the building 5 minutes before our match and walk straight to the ring, and don't even tell us who you want to go over until the middle of the match. That's how confident, I feel. So yeah, that's the way I prefer it. I hate calling everything in the back because I work a lot off the crowd. I want the crowd involved in my matches. You'll see tomorrow, that they're who I care about. Your kids sitting out there with it. That's who I want drawn into my match.
Awesome.
So
we'll be in a second.
It's hard for me to call stuff in the back, and then, if y'all ain't liking what I'm doing, then why am I going to keep doing it?
Right. Yeah, we're in the second row tomorrow, so they're going to work on signs tomorrow morning, and we're going to be pumped and ready to go. So
they're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a really good show.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I had a chance to talk to some other people, and they were telling me that in the early on stages of their career, they were not only were they wrestling in spots, but they were part of the setup and tear down crew. Is that true for everybody in this business? I know that. Yeah, I asked that because
I still do it to this day. Yep.
Awesome, because I was impressed.
I was. I'm going back probably this week, but have you and your kids watched the show Heels on Stars?
I've started
in the mail.
Yeah, I've started watching it.
Okay, well, I do stunt double work for Wild Bill character.
Okay.
So I'm in Atlanta working on that. So not just recently, I went from Atlanta to Bristol, Tennessee, which is about 5.5 hours. I wrestled there on a Saturday night. I shot from Bristol, Tennessee, back home to Clarksville, which was right about 5-6 hours. Got home there, drove an hour up the road to Franklin, and picked up my buddy's truck and ring trailer with the ring on it. Took it an hour to Centerville, Tennessee. I helped put up the ring, wrestled, helped take the ring down, drove it back to Franklin, drove back to Clarksville, and drove back to Atlanta, all in one weekend.
Nice.
So 20 years in, I've been there and I've done it, and I still do ring work.
Nice. I was really impressed. My son and I went to the Road to WrestleMania in Pensacola, and the blonde referee for them,
Charles Robinson.
Yeah, there you go, Charles Robinson.
He's actually the head of ring crew.
Okay, well, yeah, he was out there tearing it down. I'm like, that is so cool.
Yeah, he's the head guy of the ring crew. Yep.
That is so cool.
He drives, if I'm not mistaken, he drives the truck that carries the ring.
That is awesome, man. That's awesome. Let me see. So I asked Jackson. He said he wouldn't do it, but is there anything you want to say to Mr. Slade before tomorrow? Like, hey, dude, is there anything you want to say?
Well, I know he's ready, so I ain't got to worry about that. I know he's going to bring the fight, and the only thing I'm just wondering is where his head's at, because I know his daddy's trying to get in his head, and me and his daddy don't get along, and that's all I need to figure out is where his head at. Like I said, I know he's ready. I know he's ready to fight. That part I ain't worried about. It's where his head's at.
His quote was, "He knows what's up."
Yeah, he knows what's up.
That's what he said about you.
This old man can still fight.
Yeah, that's what he said about you. He said he knows what's up. So
he knows what's up.
So, hey man, I want to just give you a massive thank you, a massive shout out to Mr. Damien Wayne for coming on here, taking some time. I know you're traveling. You're almost there to your hotel, and I want to tell you that we're excited. We're going to be driving from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, to Panama City Beach tomorrow. We're super stoked for Xtreme Impact Wrestling, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah, please come up and say hello to me, man.
I
Seriously.
will. Absolutely. I'll bring my three kids, and thank you for your time, man. And I will absolutely reach out to you tomorrow, and hopefully I can shake your hand and say thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing you and meeting you guys, and make sure y'all gonna have fun.
Absolutely. Huge Pop Wrestling loves you guys, support you guys, and I will keep in touch with you. I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
All right.
Have a blessed night.
Good. I appreciate you having me, man.
Have a blessed night.
Later, buddy.
Later.